Fort Walton Beach and its neighborhoods. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to showcase off 4 different neighborhoods here in Fort Walton Beach and talk to you about some of the other neighborhoods. Let's get into it. My name is Andrew, and this is
AJ.
And we're with the Emerald Group right here in beautiful Fort Walton Beach, Florida. And in today's video, that's what we're going to be talking about. But if you were curious about everything there is to know about Fort Walton Beach and the surrounding areas, you've definitely come to the right place. So smack that subscribe button and tickle that little bell so that you'll be notified every single time we do a new video.
We have been getting calls, texts, emails, so if you have any questions about the area, please feel free to hit us up. Our contact information is here on the screen, and we absolutely love talking to you guys.
All right, in today's video, we wanted to showcase off 4 of the big named neighborhoods here in Fort Walton Beach. There are plenty more that we can kind of discuss a little bit. These are the 4 main ones. We're going to talk about price points, what you can expect living there, what the surrounding areas look like, and things like that. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it.
The first neighborhood that we're going to talk about is Country Club Estates. We love this neighborhood for so many reasons. It's a little bit older. You're going to see some like 80s and 90s style properties out here. It's really well maintained. They've got a great golf course. You're going to see different types of properties, some tri-levels, some ranch style properties, and it's got a great price point. A price point of $245 to $575. So whether your budget is in like the low 300s or you want to live a little bit more of a lavish or luxury lifestyle, you've got options all in the same neighborhood.
One of the best things about Country Club Estates, I think, is its proximity to just about everything. So whether you're working at Eglin Air Force Base or Hurlburt Field, you've got options to go to either one of those fairly quickly. You're also right off of Racetrack and Lewis Turner, which are 2 main roads to get in and out of, well, Lewis Turner's to get in and out of Fort Walton, and then Racetrack takes you on each side of Fort Walton and kind of a main road. And they also have, this is one of my favorite spots in Fort Walton, is Fort Walton Beach Brewing Company outside of one of the exits, literally right as you're leaving Country Club Estates, it's right there. And let's head a little bit further north to Poquito Bayou next. Poquito Bayou is a very popular spot for a lot of reasons. First, its proximity and location right next to Eglin Air Force Base is very popular with our military folks and our contractors that are working out there. Now, as I've mentioned with Poquito Bayou on other videos before, I actually didn't even know this neighborhood existed for years after I drove here because it is completely covered, large trees and everything, the entire section. You almost wouldn't know it if you hadn't driven through there before. So there are multiple entrances to get into Poquito Bayou. It is surrounded by water on 3 different sides, so you have options for waterfront, bay living, if that's what you want to do, or I guess technically bayou living, kind of depending on which side of the area that you're on. Now, the price ranges here, if you are going to be purchasing in the last 365 days, have ranged from $375,000 all the way to $875,000. Now, of course, that's probably not including too many waterfront properties because those can easily get into the millions and multi-millions pretty quickly, especially depending on the size of the property. Now, Poquito Bayou also has a couple of other really cool features. They've got several different pretty cool parks. They also have an elementary school right there inside of that area just for the inhabitants that live there and, of course, people that live nearby. Another great feature of Poquito Bayou is the entrances and exits that go into that neighborhood. It makes it very easy to get over into Niceville. You skip a good chunk of the town if you wanted to go that direction. And then, of course, if you wanted to go into town, it is just about a mile or so away from the heart of Fort Walton.
The next neighborhood we're going to talk to you guys about is Northgate Estates. Northgate is wonderful, very, very family-oriented, kids all over the place. It's very like tight-knit community. And you'll know this whenever you go drive by during Halloween or Christmas seasons because they just decorate like crazy. Everybody participates. It's just a really, really cool thing to see. People drive around from different neighborhoods, different cities even. Like when I lived in Navarre, I would drive out to Northgate Estates to show my daughter the Christmas lights that were out there. It was just super fantastic. And this area doesn't have a whole lot of turnover right in the neighborhood. neighborhoods. So if it does come on the market and this is something that you like, don't play around with your bid, because you're not going to get another opportunity anytime quickly. There have only been 2 sales in this neighborhood in the past year, and they were both right around the $450,000 price range. Sometimes they sell a bit lower, sometimes they sell a little bit higher, but the point is, if you see one and you want one, grab it up immediately.
Now, whether it's Christmas time or Halloween, either one is a really good time to visit Northgate Estates. As AJ mentioned, during Christmas, people carpool and they drive through the neighborhood. Some people are in golf carts and some are in vehicles. In fact, the last time I was out there, the folks in front of us had lawn chairs in the back of a pickup truck, and they may or may not have had a keg in the back. I'm not going to say anything. I'm pretty sure they were passing the little filter thing inside of the cabin. But, I'm not judging, but it is definitely a good time, people. It's not just a big drunk fest. I don't want anybody thinking that. Most of it is for the lights. They've got lights dancing to music. They've got just a ton of different stuff. And for Halloween, it's the same thing. You've got certain people that are actually opening up their homes or their garage for like a miniature scary house or scary, event.
Scary
they have
experience.
this whole little section of the neighborhood where there's like, huge Halloween decorations and lights and fog machines and candy and just an incredibly good time. And for everybody too. It's not just for the kids. It's also, the adults are having a good time. You'll see that this is one of those neighborhoods where most people are sitting out in a lawn chair handing out candy. They're not waiting for you to go knock on the door, although that is some of them. And everybody is just very tight-knit, waving at each other. They know each other, and it is all around a great neighborhood for all of that. Now, moving on to our next neighborhood is Shalimar Point. This is another golf course neighborhood. They do have one 18-hole course there. So if you are a lover of golf, you want to live on a golf course, this is a great option for you. This is also where the Shalimar Tennis Club plays. Right when you enter into the neighborhood, if you were to go right, you're going to see the tennis club. And if you were to go left, you will see the golf course. And most of the homes are off on the left side, although there are some waterfront ones off to the right when you come in. It is gated, although the gate is always up. So I don't really know if it's gated at this point. Used to remain down, but they stopped doing that several years ago. And if you are looking to buy in the Shalimar Point area, the prices in the last year have gone anywhere from $369,000 all the way to $2.2 million. In fact, there were 4 sales over $1 million here. They were all waterfront, of course. Big, beautiful homes with great docks that you can get out on the water on. So if that is something that you're looking for, those are good options. Thanks so much for watching. I guess we'll see you guys next week.